Hey guys, Omar Khan here with another video, and today's topic of conversation is 7 money habits that keep you poor. And it kept me poor for the longest time. I am guilty of committing every single one of these mistakes. We're going to go over them in detail today so that if you are beginning your financial literacy, financial journey, you do not commit these. Before we get on to today's topic, if I could ask you guys a big favor, if you would not mind, please hitting that like button. The more we promote this channel, the more people are going to learn what we do here at Theta, and the more lives we are able to change. Because this is what got me out of my financial headache, and I know it can do the same for more, just more people need to know about it. So please hit that like button and promote the video to other people. Consider subscribing to the channel if you find the content to be valuable, and also let us know what you want to see in the future. All right, so let's get into today's topic, okay? 7 money habits that keep you poor, that kept me poor. So let's talk about the first one, okay? First habit is to pay yourself first. Now, if you have a job and you make X amount of money, okay, set aside a certain amount that you can say, you know what, I'm going to save this every single month. Whether that be 10% or 5% or 20% or 30%, whatever it may be. And oftentimes this requires personal sacrifice. I know people don't like that nowadays and accountability, but it is what it is. You have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to get to. There's no getting around that part, okay? So that involves maybe getting a part-time job, maybe foregoing some activities that you don't want to necessarily spend money on. But I would say the main thing is if you're able to get a second job, a side hustle, and increase your income and increase your savings, that would be great. Secondly, here's another one, okay? I lived at home till I was 28 years old. Now, that may seem crazy, but it's because I didn't have really a choice. I didn't have any money, and my parents were never wealthy. So I had to stay home. But if you can stay home and defer those rent and mortgage expenses and start accumulating assets ahead of time, that would be another way to get going. So pay yourself first and defer expenses as long as possible, okay? Let's talk about money habit number 2 that keeps you poor. That is trying to keep up with the Joneses, okay? So your buddy or your neighbor bought some cool new shiny car or some object or some watch or some vacation, and we're perpetually trying to keep up with these people, okay? That is the wrong thing to do. Who cares what anyone else is doing? It doesn't matter at all what anyone else is doing. Who cares? What we want to care about is our autonomy, our ability to do what we want, our ability to live life on our terms, not what some other guy is doing or some other gal is doing. If they're buying some purse or going on some vacation, who cares? Now you see all these people on Instagram and other social media platforms. You're like, wow, what a wonderful life this person's living. Oftentimes, it's show and no go. They're living a certain life and be completely poor in the background, right? Spending all their money on vacations, putting on credit cards, big time in debt, all to give this facade that they're living a certain life. Don't be that. Save, invest, and grow and prosper at the end of the day. You don't want to be keeping up with the Joneses. Money habit number 3 that will keep you poor. Credit card balances. These are a killer, guys. Credit card balances can range anywhere from 19 to 30% plus interest, sometimes lower. Sometimes you might get an introductory rate of 8 or 9%. But the point is, if you carry a balance, you're going to get absolutely murdered on interest payments. So, for example, if you have a $5,000 credit card balance, okay, and you got to pay, let's say you got to pay 25% a year, 24% a year. Well, that's 2% a month. On that $5,000 alone, then you're paying $100 a month just in interest. So either do a couple things, either curtail your spending and don't put yourself in that position, or B, get another job so that you can pay that off. You have to do something, because paying that $100 a month, and this is a small balance of $5,000, is gonna keep you poor, especially if you're trying to keep up with the damn Joneses, because they're gonna spend you into oblivion, and you're gonna have all kinds of credit card debt that you don't want, that you can't get out of. Can you imagine spending a bunch of money to impress people that A, you don't either like or care about? How stupid is that? And on top of that, to do in a credit card, terrible idea. So that's another one. Guys, number 3, we want to avoid credit card balances. Now, it's great to collect those rewards. I go on so many trips and I get so many free stuff per year because I put everything on my credit card, but I make sure I pay the balance off on a monthly basis. So if you're able to use it responsibly, it can be quite beneficial for you, but you must use your credit card responsibly. Use it to build up your credit and collect those rewards, but pay off your balances so that you are not incurring interest. The interest will absolutely kill you. Think about it. If you're paying 18, 19, 20, 30%, whatever the number is, how are you going to make that up? You're not going to be able to invest at that rate of return. it's not tax deductible. You're getting killed. And this is how poor people remain poor and rich people get rich. Money habit number 4 that'll keep you poor, not understanding where your money is. So you don't understand how much am I investing, how much am I paying for this, how much am I spending on a monthly basis. Being completely aloof. And again, I've made every single one of these mistakes, okay? So if you are spending on a monthly basis, you don't know exactly, I think I spent this much, don't know quite frankly what I did, or I got exuberant. We tend to spend more on our credit cards than we normally would. So if you cannot control yourself, consider going to a debit card so that once your money is exhausted, you can't spend anymore. If you are going to use a credit card, you want to collect those points, you want to build your credit, be responsible. But you got to be aware of what you are spending, what you're buying, why you're buying it. Do I need it? When I was building my portfolio and building up my resources, I would always think of this analogy. I would think of, I'm a farmer, okay, and I've got a bunch of seeds. And either I can do two things with it. So someone gives me a bunch of seeds. Either I can take these seeds and I can plant them, and I can eat for a lifetime. And my children and my grandkids can eat for a lifetime. Multiple lifetimes, perhaps. Or I can take the seeds and eat them. It all depends whether you want short-term gratification or long-term success. And oftentimes that involves watching your money spending habits. Do not spend more than you need to. Every time when I was building up my portfolio, I would ask myself, do I need this or do I want this? If I wanted it, I'd be like, you know what? I'll defer it. I want to get my assets up because eventually you can live off of those assets. It's that seed analogy. But if you spend all your money, you have nothing left to invest with. That means you're working for your money and your money is not working for you. So really pay attention to how much you are spending on a monthly basis, okay? So money habit number 5, guys, I kind of got into the last one, is not watching what you spend and where you're spending. Spending too much money. Don't buy things you don't need. Every time I would go out, I would ask myself a simple question. Like I said, I would ask myself, do I need this or do I want this? And if I ask myself that question honestly and I say, I really want this, well, then it's a matter of saying, well, I'm able to defer this. I want it, but I'll get it later when I have more. Okay, so I'll give you an example of what that means. Let's say you want to buy a car for, $1,000 a month as a lease. Who knows what car that may be, whatever. The point is, if you buy a bunch of real estate properties that gives you $1,000 positive cash flow, and then you use that to buy the car, that makes a lot more sense than taking $1,000 out of you trading your time and money and paying for that car. That is not a wise idea. Wealthy people have their money working for them. Non-wealthy people work for their money. You have to decide, we all do, what side of that equation do we want to be on. I prefer to have my money working for me, and that involves being responsible. Money habit number 6 that keeps you poor, not accounting for taxes or not learning how to minimize your taxes. So all that matters at the end of the day is how much you keep net of taxes, not how much you make. So if you are making a bunch of money and you're doing it in a tax inefficient manner, meaning you're at the highest marginal tax bracket, you're not taking advantage of tax planning, and you're being cheap because you're like, no, you know what? I'm going to do my taxes on H&R Block Online. I'm not going to hire an accountant. Well, that accountant may save you a lot more money than you were liable to pay if you went with them. But you did it by yourself. I am a big believer in deferring to the experts. Now, if that involves a high-quality accountant that can keep my taxes down and plan for the future, I'm happy to do that. So invest in a high-quality accountant that can show you how to minimize your taxes. It's totally worth it, and you have to change the way you think. Don't try to do things on your own if you're not the subject matter expert. It will not work out well in your favor. Money habit number 7 that keeps us poor. Number 7, and lastly, investing too late. Okay? The later you get in life, the more that you have to invest in order to achieve retirement. So if you can, and I wish I had, start in your early 20s, maybe even your teens, start as early as you can. Because the longer you wait, the more that you are going to need, the more that you're going to have to put it on a monthly basis to achieve that retirement goal that you eventually wish to have. So you want to start early. You want to start in a fashion where you're contributing on a monthly basis, that you're hustling when you're young, when you're single, you don't have any commitments, no kids, just hustle and pay and keep investing and keep growing, keep building your portfolio, whether that be a stock portfolio, real estate portfolio. Keep at it. Watch those taxes. Invest early. This is what will get you to where you want to get to. Okay? Now, guys, what we do here at Theta Trading is we write puts and Covered calls on stocks we want to buy. This is, in my opinion, the ultimate side hustle. If you want to learn more about it, watch one of our previous videos on naked puts and covered calls. Incorporate that into your 7 money habits. Get yourself into a position where you and your family live a better quality life, financially anyways. And it's all done through knowledge and education. So guys, if you want to book a call with us, please hit the link below. Otherwise, until next time, Omar Khan here from Theta Trading, and we will talk soon. Take care.